Still restarting every Monday?
All right, let's talk about something you've probably seen floating around online, the 14-day metabolic reset. It makes some pretty big promises, right? But have you ever stopped to think about how it actually convinces you to give it a shot? Well, today we're going to break down the argument. We're going to look at the marketing playbook step by step to see how the whole thing is put together. So the whole thing kicks off by zoning in on a really specific group of people. Women over 30 who kind of feel like their bodies have just started playing by a completely new set of rules. It's such a powerful way to start because it taps into the shared and often, unspoken frustration. And check this out. Instead of just telling you something, it hits you with a question, a really direct question that's designed to hit a nerve. It immediately makes the whole thing feel personal, and it pulls you right into their story because you want to know the answer. And this right here, this is where they lay out the big problem, You're doing all the things you're supposed to do, but the results just aren't coming. The old rules don't seem to work anymore. It's a classic move, really. Validate someone's frustration to get them to trust you. Okay, so now we get to the real heart of the pitch. This is where the story takes a really interesting turn. The whole problem gets reframed, and suddenly the blame is shifted away from you and onto something else entirely. And this is the big reveal, the aha moment. The message is super simple. You're not failing. Your body is just different now. By shifting the blame to biology, the pitch offers you two things at once, a sense of relief, and more importantly, a new sense of hope. I mean, this one sentence right here, it's the core of the whole argument. It completely flips the script. The problem is no longer a personal failing, it's a scientific puzzle. And just like that, it kind of absolves you of all that guilt. Okay, so if the problem is physiology, then what exactly is the culprit? Well, the argument is about to introduce a villain into our story. And the whole thing really leans on two experiences pretty much everyone can relate to, getting older and feeling stressed out. The claim is that once you hit 30, these two things team up and fundamentally change the way your body operates. And surprise, surprise, this villain has a name: cortisol. In this story, this stress hormone is supposedly the reason your body is holding on to water, which, hey, conveniently explains that feeling of being heavier even when you're trying so hard. But here's where the argument gets really clever. It basically says that the things you're probably already doing to fix the problem are actually making it worse. It creates this idea of a vicious cycle. And here it is, the big twist. That extreme diet you're trying, the source claims it's a huge stressor that actually makes the hormonal problem worse. It's the classic "the cure is actually part of the disease" argument. So, this is the downward spiral they're talking about, all laid out. The harder you diet, the more stressed your body gets, the more water you retain, and the more you feel like you need to keep dieting. It's a trap. And of course, they're about to offer you the way out. So after building up this whole problem and making you feel the frustration, the argument finally pivots to the solution. It's marketing 101, right? Create the problem, then sell the cure. And the solution is framed as this really simple choice between two words: restriction, that's the old bad way, and structure, which is the new, shiny, better way. It's a brilliant way of framing it to make their solution seem like the only logical choice. This line really hammers it home, doesn't it? It's not about trying harder or being tougher on yourself. Nope, it's about working smarter with a totally different playbook. And wouldn't you know it, this brand new philosophy just so happens to come in a neat little package you can buy: the 14-day metabolic reset. This is the moment that abstract idea of structure becomes a concrete product. And the whole pitch wraps up with a super catchy, memorable tagline: "Stop restarting" speaks right to that frustration of being stuck in that vicious cycle. And "Start structuring" gives you a clear, simple command. It perfectly sums up the entire argument. So when you boil it all down, the entire argument is about swapping one word for another. Restriction is the enemy, and structure is the hero. But it leaves you with a big question, doesn't it? Is structure just a nicer sounding word for a new set of rules? And can a 14-day reset really change your physiology? That's the part the marketing doesn't quite get into.
Download your 30-day body transformation planner today and take control of your health the smart way. Link in bio.